see if it works. It's taken. Okay? Cut! Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I would say dear friends, but most of you are friends. For those who don't know me, I'm Alex. This is the first presentation of the Taipei Forum for Discussion and Learning. The topic is the awakening into consciousness, physics, metaphysics, psychedelic states, meditation, and dreaming. The presenter is Ethan Kegley. He's been studying this subject about consciousness for almost several months, and finally he decided to share with us what he has learned. Well, maybe you will ask yourself, how come consciousness and physics go together? That's in the top, because physics deals with matter, not with consciousness. Well, actually, I don't know either, but we will see what Ethan has to say later about it. And metaphysics is the subject of philosophy that deals with the existence of the world. So, is it like the background of the world? Is it matter or idea? So they divide themselves into materialists and idealists. So idealism actually is what is the alter of the consciousness. In the recent philosophy, there is a new branch called philosophy of mind, and it's a very systematic let's say, discipline of philosophy dealing with the mind, or we could say philosophy of consciousness. But the thinkers thought about consciousness during the 5 centuries a lot. For example, Buddhism. In Buddhism, there is one school is called consciousness only. Can you imagine this name? Nothing else but consciousness. So you talk about consciousness all the time. And some thinkers believe that the precursor of the modern philosophy of mind is actually the French philosopher René Descartes from the 16th century. He's famous by saying, "I think, therefore I am." So what does this mean? He tried to find a certain knowledge. And usually in the commonsensical way of thinking, if you ask someone, how do you know that something exists? So everybody would say, because I can see, touch, or feel, hear, taste, or smell. That's why it exists. So it always referred to the matter. But Descartes thought that we cannot get a certain knowledge through our senses, through our 5 senses. He thought maybe there is some evil demon who is lying us, and we think that actually we are sensing the things. So then the question is, how can we get to a certain knowledge? And he said, okay, while we are thinking that we are sensing the world, while we are doubting the existence of the world, there must be someone or something who is doing that, who is thinking and doubting. And that's what he said, I think, therefore I am. So for him, it's actually the opposite from the commonsensical way of thinking, that a certain knowledge can be actually about the consciousness, not about the material things. Okay, I will stop here and give the stage to Ethan.
Good evening. Some of us have never met, and some of us have met many times. Alex did a good job introducing myself. My name, you who know me know at least that about me, what my name is. But, like Alex said, I have been studying physics, metaphysics. Alex is a philosopher. He's a philosophy student, and a great philosophy student, has helped me a lot. I'm probably speaking very quickly, but that's okay for now. When I was young, I had an interesting question for myself. I thought it was interesting when I was young. I thought, is everything, all that I knew when I was 5, 6 years old, is everything contained sort of in what I can experience as far as when I obviously I can touch everything around me. I know that that's there. There's my mom, there's my dad. But say at night I could look up into the sky and I could see the moon, I could see the stars. I thought, well, is that contained within the boundaries of the earth? Or does it just go on forever? Is it really out there? And I also thought, I had a question that I'm sure you've all had, or probably when you were young. I asked myself, why am I here? Why myself and not any other person? You know, I was thinking, well, geez, my name is Ethan. How did that happen? Who is Ethan? What is Ethan? And why am I not, you know, why don't I have black hair? Why am I not 3 feet tall? You know, why don't I have an orange nose or something like that? I just didn't have any clue of why me. So, I'm going to give a talk about consciousness. And I want you to keep an open mind, open ears, even though I might speak too quickly, and an open heart. I want you to be ready to, making this sound really heavy, but I want you to be ready to go through a paradigm shift. I want you to be ready to sort of think new things about what you may have thought before. Some people here actually actively study physics, metaphysics, other kinds of philosophy, ethics, you know, so it's not going to be totally new for a lot of people. So my speech, my talk is called The Awakening into Consciousness. I'm going to talk about 5 things, kind of. Physics, metaphysics, psychedelics or psychedelic states, meditation, and dreaming. So start with physics. Then if you're a physics student, right? Yeah. I had the pleasure of talking with Vendif about physics, which is fun, but you know, obviously I think you would have to be a student to really understand it. I just recently finished a book called Quantum, which was interesting for me. When I was young, I read an abbreviated version of Einstein's theory of relativity. But I was really young, so it really was over my head. I just finished a book called Quantum, which talks about the history of this search into the quantum world, from the atomic to the nuclear world, trying to find the fundamental building blocks of matter. What makes matter? There are a few physicists at this point who have sort of decided in their own minds that they have they're really, really close. And maybe in this generation they're going to figure out what the universe exists from or exists of. Einstein was searching for a unified field, something that would bring together his own theories and then other physical laws such as gravity or electromagnetism. He was never able to find it. He couldn't do it. But, you know, and I should have written down one of his quotes. It just dawned on me right now talking about Einstein. But he did, towards the end of his life, sort of say, well, I think that when we figure it out, when we figure out what is the basis of the universe or for the universe, or what do things come from, he said it's going to be very closely related to consciousness. So,